lawful wedded husband.
To be my...
Barbertine. Not Barbertine's heart. With a tramp like you?
Well, I know it hurts being third rate, but aren't you accustomed to it yet?
Oh, Robin, I see you.
I myself the slut of Springfield!
Son of a bitch in heat. I found out myself what love is all about.
Hey everybody, it's me, Nikki. Hey, welcome to Ranting with Ricardo. It is me, Nikki. We are here for another, them soaps. But before we get into all of that, if you're new here and you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, turn post notifications on, and share me with your people. If you're not new here and you don't like the content, still like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and share me with your people, because you may not like me, but somebody out there does. If you want to follow me on social media, you want to, follow me anywhere on any other platform, just hit that description box and get my links from down below. Also, we're talking about links. Don't forget to hit the links of voting.org and voting.gov to make sure you're kept up to date about all the things that are going on when it comes to voting in your city, your town, your county, your parish, your state. Okay? So you are up to date on who's on your ballots, what policies they're running off of, and what your ballot looks like when it comes to the elections, the big elections and the little elections. It's a trickle up system. Also, if it wasn't important for you to vote and make sure you're registered to vote and get out there and practice your civic duty, they wouldn't be trying to snatch your voting rights away or making it hard for you to vote. So, let that simmer, let that marinate for you. Also, don't forget to hit those notification bells and hit that subscription button. But with that being said, let's get into this recap of GH. Now, Sam, we all know, is the match for Lulu. We all know that's happening. This is their way of writing off Kelly Monaco, and she is not happy about it in real life. Okay, she is letting them have it down to the social medias. If y'all want to go see that, it's on Twitter, it's on Instagram, and I believe some people, my fellow, soap recappers, have, talked about what she said on social media. So there's that. Sam is the match. She's like, if I would have got it tested sooner, talking to Terry, if I would have got it tested sooner, then I would have known. I would have been able to do X, Y, and Z. And Terry's like, we know now. She was like, I don't want to tell Dante just in case when we go through the second screening, it's not hitting on nothing. But we all know she's going to be a match. So she eventually tells Dante she's a match and she's going to go through with the surgery. And then her and Dante tell the children. And, little bitty Scout, she's worried about it. Rocco is just so happy that his mom is going to get to live. And Danny really ain't say nothing, but it's just like, we all know she's about to die. So we about to have issues. And it's time for Drew and Jason to step up. And if you can't step up, then it's just like, bad parenting afoot. So eventually, when Sam goes over to talk to her sisters and her mother about it, they can get out their own way to be there for their sister. And what do I mean they can get out of their own way to be there for their sister? Well, Christina, went down to the PC grill and she saw Ava and Rick and they were talking and she lost her mind and she went off on the both of them. And we find out later that Rick actually set it up to discredit Christina. And it's just like, at the end of the day, Christina's right. Ava could say, oh, I lost my daughter too, but it's just like, you got to love your daughter. You got to hold your daughter. You got to know her. Christina didn't. And Rick is supposed to be Christina's godfather, and he's also her uncle. He don't care nothing about that girl. Let's be clear on something. He only married Alexis and got Alexis pregnant to say that he was raising Sonny's daughter. He's never cared about Sonny or Sonny's children. If Sonny or Sonny's children went off a bridge, he would be okay with that. He also don't care about his own child. This is the same man who cheated on Alexis with her daughter, raised all types of hell because Alexis didn't confide in him when she was diagnosed with lung cancer, and then proceeded to laugh at her and mock her when she was losing her hair and had her arrested while she was going through said cancer, while trying to drag out a custody suit for little bitty Molly back in the day. Also, Molly and TJ have come to the consensus that yes, it is Christina's fault, but it's also Ava's fault. And it was like, honestly, that's all we wanted y'all to see. Yes, Christina was wrong for going into that hotel room and getting into it with her, but also Ava is competent because Ava, had you just let them say the bags were there, Kate would have got blamed for it. Had you not grabbed her and she pulled that arm back, she wouldn't have been able to do that fancy footwork and go out them lackluster ass windows. Just saying, being real, just being honest. So when they get down to Alexis's house and Sam comes in with her news, which no one was expecting that news, that's when Christina tells Molly what happened at the restaurant, and they start going back and forth. And Sam was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I gotta drop my kids off. I gotta go to the hospital. I gotta do all these things. I'm not picking nobody's side at this point. Y'all on her last nerve. And she ends up leaving. So Alexis has to get, like, she digs into Molly and Christina because it's just like, what are y'all doing? And everybody likes to blame Alexis for everything that has ever happened and gone wrong in Molly and Christina's lives. But in this moment, in this time, when it came down to this whole surrogacy and giving the egg and doing all that, Alexis was the only one out of everybody. Everybody was here for it. Everybody was going up for it. Everybody was enjoying it. Not Christina, Alexis was the only one saying, this not going to go good. This is going to turn out bad. I'm not choosing sides. She consistently and adamantly said that, and everybody acts like Alexis is just chosen Christina over Molly when she ain't choosing nobody. She told them, y'all so worried about and caught up in your own grief that y'all didn't realize y'all could grieve together. Y'all both lost something, and it's easier for y'all to come together and grieve together and heal rather than fighting each other. It's tearing this family apart and burning it down, especially because y'all gonna need each other real soon since Sam is up out of here. Also, Rick is talking to down to the PC Grill when Alexis came in and get Christina up out of there. Alexis had to explain to Christina, you need to stop because you're giving him what he wants. You played into his hand. But Rick was like, oh, I see her out of jail talking to Alexis. You know, you must have friends in high places. And it's just like, you want her to go to prison because you feel like she didn't love you. Like, she loves Sonny, but it's just like, you're not gonna love someone the same way that you love this person. And that's like telling somebody who was married for 45 years and their spouse passes away that they go and get into a new relationship, that you need to love the spouse you had for 45 years. You know, you need to love this new person like you love them. And it's just like, no, you are going to love them differently because that love will be differently. It's not going to be the same because they're not the same people. And you can't love someone the same way you love the previous person. And it's just like, Rick didn't understand that. But Rick is also a crybaby at bit. Because at the end of the day, this all goes back to you having big mommy issues. And it's just like, Sonny didn't have a good life either. Yeah. I mean, he got to live with y'all mama, but his life was not great either. Get over it. What do you mean get over it? I mean, over it, Rick. Get over it. And you know, Ava is just going along with for the ride, but she realizes why Sonny hates Rick the way he does, and it's just like, Ava, if I was you, I would drop this 0 because ultimately, when it came when it comes down to it, Rick is either going to do one or two things as it pertains to Sonny's children. He's either going to try to help the mothers get full custody of them, or he's going to do something that's going to put them in complete and utter danger. You need to choose. So Lulu's ventilator, we know, failed, but nobody knows how it failed. Liz and Isaiah go in there and save her, and they're doing their best until she get on a new ventilator. Now, Portia says ventilators don't just fill out of nowhere, and everybody knows that, but it's just like, it's giving somebody messed with it. And I'm just going to be honest, it's giving Cyrus messed with it in order to help save Lulu and help get Lulu to where she needed to be, but ultimately that's going to cause more danger because now Lulu is running out of time to get that liver transplant. She's running out of time. Liz and Lucky talk about Aiden and how, you know, his interest changed. He was once into music, now he's into baking. And maybe Lucky should meet him where he's at, especially because Lucky is going through not being able to save his sister. But Liz is like, basically, suck it up, step your cookies up and get it together because it's not all about you, okay? And then we get to the meat and potatoes of like the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So Sasha is trying to get, you know, the $6 million for Serenity that Cody needs to go and buy it. Cody is like, I want to do it for myself. Now, Michael turns down Sasha's request because he's like, if I was to give it to you and it was because this is something you were doing, yeah, I do it because I know you. But I don't know Cody, so I don't know if I could just trust him with my money. Boom. Tracy comes in and she drags Sasha for asking for money. And it's like, if you ever do that ever again, you'd be out of a job. So eventually Tracy and Cody talk, and Cody was like, I'm not gonna ask you for money. We're good friends, but I don't want to be like the other men in your life who have asked you for money or used you for money. And I want to do this on my own. So he's gained more of Tracy's respect. Now, up in the main house, Holly, okay, yeah, that Holly, Holly Scorpio, Holly pops up, and we find out that her and Sasha are mother and daughter. Now, last time Sasha saw Holly, like, other than her avoiding Holly when she came to town, was when she left her at us, when Holly left Sasha in Landview with David Vickers. And I was like, you so raggedy. Who leaves anybody with David Vickers? Now, David Vickers is not, a grape juicer or nothing like that, but David Vickers is just David Vickers. This would be a good time for y'all to have David Vickers pop up somewhere. Because that one right there, I can't believe y'all had Blair sleep with David Vickers. She must have been drunk as a skunk. She must have been drunk to sleep with David Vickers. And I'm talking about Blair Kramer, not Sasha. So they start going back and forth, and Holly's whole thing is you need to stay away from Cody Bell. I never told you who your father is, but Cody is your first cousin. And it's just like, what? That means that is Robert's daughter, but what do you mean? Because they did the DNA test, so that makes no sense. Which is what gets brought up when Holly tells Felicia and Maxie about Sasha being possibly Robert's daughter and her and Cody being cousins. And they were like, well, when Sasha switched their hair, it was for a paternity test between Mac and Cody, not a genetics test. And I was like, you know what? All these years, all the shows lied to me. Because typically, even if you run the hair, they have some alleles, or the DNA, they have some alleles in common. But okay, we just gonna go with this whole thing. So right now, it's a possibility that Sasha and Cody are first cousins, and they have been kissing cousins, which is nasty. And that Sasha is the daughter of Robert, which makes no sense in the time frame that she was born, unless y'all are retconning her birth year. All I'm gonna say is what would make more sense is that she is Bill Eckert's daughter, because him and Holly were messing around then, and it would make sense if that's who, the father of Sasha was. But we're just gonna go with Robert and Holly having a daughter, and that she's been kissing her cousin, which is disgusting. So Sasha tells Holly, I want nothing to do with you. Get away from me. I'm on thin ice here. Don't show up no more. She goes down to that what is it? The boat. It's not the boathouse. It's the area where they keep the horses, the stables. She goes to the stables and she kisses Cody, and then she's like, oh, I have a souffle in the oven. And it's just like, girl, only palm colored people would be like, he's your cousin. You can't be kissing on him and doing other stuff. And then go and kiss on him. Ugh. And then Tracy proceeds to read Holly down for being a bad mother, because it's just like, and a deadbeat. Where's Ethan? We thought he would be here. Oh, he didn't take, not being a match for Lulu well, and I haven't seen him, and he's really upset. So why aren't you with him? Because she then stole some diamonds that she's trying to pawn him off, and she's led Sidwell straight to Port Charles, which is what Brennan calls Jason and Anna for. Like, hey, Sidwell was not there. The pilot that was used to get y'all up out of there, he gone. Okay, he's unalive, excommunicated, and his plane was tore apart. Y'all brought some extra cargo, and it was like, we didn't bring nothing back. Lucky didn't bring nothing back. The only person we can account for is Holly, and Holly is into some mess. We know. And she's just led Sidwell to Sasha. And it's just like, Holly, you are a deadbeat of all deadbeats. Top tier deadbeat. So Sasha goes down to Robert's office and confronts him about him being her father and everything that's going on. And they're like, okay, we'll do a DNA test, but they'll do it through the WSB because they don't trust Holly. So there's that. And Mac has been trying this whole thing of stay away. Stay away from Holly, stay away from Holly, stay away from Holly. You are happy. Holly only causes you misery and pain and all these other things. And it's just like, we like you and Diane together. I personally like Diane and Max. I don't know where Max is, but okay. But we like you and Diane together. But obviously, that's not going to work out, seeing as Holly has come back and you probably got, what, almost 30 years to make up for. And being, Sasha's father, yeah, this is messy, messy, messy. Truly, truly messy. Mess. What else am I missing? Oh, Isaiah ends up going out on a lunch date with Jordan and they're flirting and all that stuff. And he's telling her about his life as, a transplant surgeon and how, he was great at his job, but he just couldn't save everybody. It was like there's a mystery behind his eyes. Now, who's your mama? Who's your daddy? Are you a Gannon? Are you related to Rachel? Are you related to RJ? Are you related to Hank? Is Nora your grandma? These are questions I need to know. Did Rachel go have a secret baby? These are things I need to know. Also, Lucas and Isaiah talk about the failed ventilator and how they don't think it actually failed, that somebody might have turned it off, but because they don't have evidence, they can't really tell. And Alexis and Jordan talk about how they just gonna have to let their kids do whatever they're gonna do. Whether they stay together or they break apart, they just gonna have to let them choose for themselves because they can't fix what's going on at this current moment. But with that being said, that was it for all of this. As in a GH recap from Wednesday to Friday, I'm going to try to keep up to date better. But with that being said, the election is right around the corner, so please make sure you are registered to vote. Make sure you kept up to date about all the policies and what's on your ballots this upcoming November to vote. And remember, you don't just vote in the big elections, you vote in all the elections because they matter. Who's on your school board? Who's your sheriff? Who's your attorney general? Who's your local city councilman? Who's your mayor? Who's your governor? All these things matter because it's a trickle up system. You get the right people in there that are going to take care of the people who voted them in, things will get better. We want change. We are not going back to how things used to be. We want to step into a greater, brighter future where we are all united, where we are all free, where we all have peace and freedom and love. So don't forget to get out there and vote. Also, don't forget to check out the other things I've going on over here on the channel. We have the sitcom sit down, we have cinematic chit chat, we have, some shorts called This Is a Rant where I talk about some of these music videos and a slew of other really great things that are coming up. So just check that out. And with that being said, that was it. That was all I had more to give y'all, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.